WWE's TLC is this Sunday, and there's a lot of matches on the card right now, and some of them I'm kind of confused on. Some of them make a lot more sense with the recent things going, which we'll go around later. But this Raw overall was kind of lackluster a little bit. There was good matches on the card, but overall it just was not entertaining. I don't know why. It just was one of those Raws that didn't feel right. I mean, they made up for it, but still. But, you know, with this going on, the first thing we want to talk about right now, obviously, is something I didn't know about on SmackDown, because I don't watch SmackDown often, is the World Heavyweight Championship. It's still the same, still a chairs match, still Sheamus versus Big Show. But apparently they signed a no contact agreement or whatever it is. It was like a hold harmless agreement or something like that. Where if they touch each other, they will lose their chance at the match. For example, if Big Show beats the shit out of Big Show beats the shit out of Sheamus, and he'll forfeit his World Heavyweight Championship. Likewise, if Sheamus does the same thing, he loses his World Heavyweight Championship opportunity. Now, we'll see what happens on SmackDown, just to see what happens there, but I won't expect them to do anything stupid. Like they almost did tonight on Raw with the Pier 6 Brawl at the end, which we'll get to later. The first match I want to talk about, though, is something that is so ridiculous that I had to fucking do a double take to make sure this was even the right match. We have a Money in the Bank ladder match. Sure, it's going with the theme of there has to be a ladder match in a TLC pay-per-view, as well as a TLC match and a chairs match and a tables match. But I don't understand why we have this ladder match. It is John Cena versus Dolph Ziggler in a ladder match for the Money in the Bank briefcase containing a shot for the World Heavyweight Championship. And I knew there's going to be a Dolph Cena match down the road at a pay-per-view, but not like this. This is ridiculous. Because John Cena does not deserve another title opportunity. He does not deserve a World Heavyweight Championship match out of nowhere. This is basically what you would give him if he won. I mean, the man already lost his opportunity for the WWE Championship at Raw 1000 a few months ago for cashing his Raw Money in the Bank. We don't need him to cash in 2 Money in the Banks in the same year. It's not needed. This match is not needed, and hopefully Dolph will win this and cash in against the World Heavyweight Champion, whoever he is at TLC. Kind of like Daniel Bryan did last year. It's just stupid. I mean, it does go with the storyline with the AJ scandal, which is pretty much over at this point, so they're just trying to make it continue, which I hate. And, yeah, it's just ridiculous. Also, we had the United States Championship in no kind of stipulation at all. Could have been a tables match or anything like that. Same thing with the Intercontinental title, but oh well, they'll probably tweak that, so we'll have something to talk about in the next few days. But we have Antonio Cesaro defending against R-Truth. I don't think we've seen this before, but I think we have. I'm not sure. But what I do know is that I feel kind of sad for R-Truth because from a guy who held at one point the NWA Heavyweight Championship, becoming the first black man to hold it in its 109, 110 year reign, give or take a few years, which is outstanding and surprising at that point, to be a jobber and only a United States champion, which I think is an insult to the NWA Championship and people that have held it. But then again, this is WWE trying to punish people that have done that. Think of Christian when we went to TNA and held the title for a while when they had the NWA Heavyweight Championship. But you know, I don't really like this match either. I really don't. And I mean, it's basically filler in my mind. Much like Kofi and Wade Barrett is in my mind, because Kofi and Wade Barrett don't have a good match, but hopefully, like Wade Barrett winning the Intercontinental Championship, I honestly hope Antonio Cesaro holds the United States title even longer and beats R-Truth in this match. Speaking of table matches, though, we learned tonight that the winner of a 4-team elimination match, which the winner was Rhodes Scholars with the return of Cody Rhodes, will face the team of the Flying Botches, as I like to call them, Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio in a tables match. The winner will become the number one contenders for the world for the tag team championships. I don't understand this match either, but you know, why not? You gotta put a table match in there somewhere. Maybe it's a table elimination match. I don't know on this one. It's hopefully just not one table. They gotta make this interesting somehow. But at this point, I would love to see Rose Scullers get a not a world tag team title match. I keep thinking of when they had the tag team titles separated. But have a tag team title match down the road. It's really that simple. And speaking of simple, we have on the pre-show, and this is actually I'll get to that later. Fuck the pre-show. I'll leave that till the end. But speaking of tag team champions, we have the tag team champions and Ryback facing the team of the Shield in a TLC match. For the first time ever, it will be you can only win in pinfall or submission, much like you could in, I believe it was SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 or 2007, maybe both of them. I'm not sure, but then they fixed that because if you wanted to have a ladder match, an actual TLC, you had to pick ladder match in that, from what I remember. I haven't played the games in a while. Hopefully they fix that, which is ridiculous to begin with, why you had that there as an option, and winning by pinfall, and there's nothing hanging in a TLC match. But I digress. You know, this was honestly, you know, Punk had an injury, like we talked about before, and this is to fill that void, which Punk will then face The Rock at the Royal Rumble. But don't get me wrong, he will face Ryback down the road. We'll see when that happens. And with this, I'm excited because more importantly, if anything else, we have Dean Ambrose, Tyler Black, and Bryan Danielson in the same ring at the same time. Otherwise known as Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose. I meant to say Jon Moxley, but that's beside the point. Switch those around and you get what I'm saying. But this was maybe a Mr. McMahon because they had to fill the void. And honestly, this match is really kind of clusterfuckish, but I like it. It's going to be a pure six brawl like we saw at the end of Raw. And I don't care who wins this one. This is going to be a great match just because we have 3 indie stars in the same ring at the same time. Possibly having the dream match once again like we used to have of Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins. Or Daniel Bryan and Dean Ambrose. The fans are going to win ultimately in this match. And finally, the pre-show. And I love this because we have a Santa's Little Helper Diva Battle Royal where the winner will become the number 1 contender for the Divas Championship. Did I mention I love this match? I really do. Again, I don't care who wins this one because the fans will win either way, and hopefully someone's fantasy will be fulfilled this Sunday. And once again, this pay-per-view is this Sunday, and we'll see what happens in the coming days, if anything.